Allycia Rodrigues takes on Marie McManamon for the Women's Atomweight Championship of the World. It's One Fight Night 29, and it's up next on Fighting with Friends. Welcome back to Fighting with Friends, the undisputed African fighting podcast, champion of the world. And speaking of champions, ladies and gentlemen, I've with me today the reigning, defending, undisputed vegan champion of the world, and our chief analyst, that is, of course, Brother Gaia.
What up? Where's everybody at?
Also with us today, ladies and gentlemen, the CPS FWF BMF World Champion of the World. Only professional record now, 27 and 0. It's Nazim Al Nino, aka Babu.
Yeah, so we out here.
We definitely out here, boys. It is One Fight Night 29, and as always, we start
At the
At
top
the
of
top
the
of-
card.
at the top of the card. We have the Women's Atomweight Muay Thai Championship belt on the line here, as we see Allycia Rodrigues. Her record in one champion is 3-1. Beat Christina Moraes, Janet Todd, and only lost to Smilla Sundal via TKO. She's taking on Marie McManamon, who is the older fighter at 34 years old, making her one championship debut. She was a Muay Thai champion on the UK scene. So, BG, for someone like me who doesn't really have a lot of info on these ladies, what can we expect here, bruh?
So yeah, Allycia Rodrigues, since an induction into into the one championship, she's been fighting for a title. Her first fight was for the title. She fought against Stamp Fairtex, one of the very few women to actually beat Stamp, and actually really did beat her. I mean, like took her to school, which you don't see often, right? She beat Janet Todd as well, as you mentioned, who's also a former champion. It was champion at the time when they did fight against each other. The only loss was against Smilla Sandal, who is also the current champion. Not in atomweight, she's a weight above. In fact, they having difficulty finding a fight for Smilla Sandal, just because that weight that she's fighting is a bit tricky for the ladies. They can't really get as big as she is. So I must tell you that Rodriguez went up two weights to actually fight against Smilla Sandal and lost that fight. But fortunately, she came back and defended the title successfully against Christina Morales, who's also a very, very good Muay Thai practitioner. But damn it, if it wasn't for Stamp and for Smilla Sandal, I would definitely put Allycia Rodriguez as my top women's Muay Thai athlete and kickboxer. And I know we've got Jackie Buntan. I know she just won the title, but honestly, I think Allycia Rodriguez is a bit more of a killer instinct than she is. Would love to see that matchup happen. But anyway, we are here now. She's defending the title against Marie McManamon. And Marie, this is a debut in one championship. I think it's a little bit too late. 34 years old. Would have been nice if they got her while she was still in her prime, when she still held all those titles in the UK scene. She's a dog. She fights really hard. She punches really hard. She's a bit bigger than Allycia Rodriguez, slightly taller as well. But I do think that Allycia Rodriguez, if you look at her style, there's a reason why she's considered to be one of the elite of the one championship. If you watch her fights, very strong elbows, strong leg kicks, very good push kicks. She push kicks as well, especially particularly when opponents want to come in on her, when they want to sort of launch themselves at her. You will look for a very nice deep kick from Allycia to stop you right there. And she's very good at doing that. Her timing is very impeccable as well. And like I said, she's aggressive. When she goes forward and she hits you to put you out. Very, very aggressive. This is Muay Thai, so the gloves are a bit smaller. It's obviously the 4 ounce gloves, so I think any punch that lands can drop you. And I think Alicia's got that power advantage over McManamon. Um, she's younger as well, but quite a number of years, almost 10 years difference. So I think Allycia Rodriguez is going to go out there and she's going to remind everybody why she is the queen of that atomweight division. Pardon me. She has been out for quite some time, which is a bit of a sad thing. So it kind of does leave the audiences or the fans to be like, oh, okay, is she still that great? But I mean, if you go watch her fights back, you understand why she's still considered to be the best of the best. So I know it sounds like I'm making it a foregone conclusion that she's going to beat Marie, but Marie, if you were a title holder and multiple title holder in other organizations, just because an organization doesn't have the same sort of eyes, like for example the UFC or the One Championship or Thai Fight League, doesn't necessarily mean that you're not on that pedigree on that same kind of level. You know what I mean? I still put you have to put respect on other organizations as well. Just because they don't have the same kind of financial backing as the bigger organizations, they still have athletes that compete, and some of those athletes, most of those athletes end up going to the big stage anyway. So, yeah, I think McManamon was just wasn't scouted enough, and now she is, and she's here on the big stage for one championship. But now she has to go out there and perform. And who better to fight against than the actual champion on your debut fight? So yeah, a lot riding on the shoulders of Marie McManamon going into this fight. But I think she's going to be outclassed by the young lioness in Allycia Hellen Rodrigues.
Nicely done, BG. From your side, Babu, what can you tell us here, bro?
I just looked into the two ladies. So Allycia, like BG said, an absolute beast. A very front foot fighter. She has like this beautiful roundhouse kick, and it seems like it comes with a lot of power because normally opponents take a step back. And then looked a bit into Marie. Um, I found out she trains with Mr. Jonathan Haggerty.
Yeah,
So you must
same
be
gym.
your Muay Thai game must be top class if you're fighting with a champion and if he's around you and training. One thing that I did notice from Marie is she's quite a durable fighter and she just seems to get better as the fight goes on because I watched a 5 round fight of hers and her base rounds is like the fourth and fifth round. She does seem like a slow starter, which does seem a bit worrying, especially like in a title fight because the fight can slip away from you. Um, but there is hope for her because she does grow as the fight goes. She grows stronger and stronger, and she tends to really get opponents worn out and she does know how to um land perfect elbows. She looks like she has a beautiful stepping elbow, and I'm excited to see this. And I think it's a well deserved like main event, very
Mm.
evenly matched.
Sure.
Oof, evenly matched. I don't know about that, eh? I don't know.
And I'm just what I watch the highlights of both fighters
Yeah,
here.
I don't know about evenly matched. Rodriguez
It
is a
seems
pit bull, my
even.
friend. The only thing I'll give Rodriguez an asterisk next to her name is that she has a tendency to get tired, and the way she did lose was because she got outdogged by Smiller. Smiller was just a bit taller, more conditioned, had a better stamina in the game. Allycia Rodriguez also that she had to go up a weight, so she was a bit too full for that division. So Rodriguez does have a habit in her career of carrying a lot of muscle. She gets tired a bit later. But I'm pretty sure at 26 years old, she's probably corrected that now and figured out her body's weight after giving birth and everything. She's like, all right, now I know how to deal with my weight. So, yeah, I think McManamon is going to have to survive that first 3 rounds if she's going to give herself a
Mm,
fighting chance. Because if she doesn't make it out of that 3 rounds with a good sort of okay, I've survived without taking a lot of damage, then yeah, I fear the most for her because Rodriguez is an absolute pit bull, and she went 5 rounds with Stamp, she went 5 rounds with Janet Todd, which is not an easy thing to do. So yeah, I don't know if it's going to be an evenly matched, but let's see, let's see.
Fair play, BG. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, drop us a comment. Let us know your thoughts on that one. Is it going to be and new or and still in this one? But okay, boys, we'll keep moving then, and we'll go to a bantamweight Muay Thai bout. And here we see Rombolek, the 21-year-old, recording one championship, 4-2-0. 2 wins by KO, beat Craig Coakley by unanimous decision in his last fight, also beating Sana Sen in his fight before that. Coming up against Param Gheirati, 21 years old, also recording one champion, is 6-0, undefeated. He beat George Muzakitis by KO in his last fight. So, boys, Bob, I'll go to you first on this one, sir. How do you see this one playing out?
uh, your Param seems like a prospect of note, brother. This man seemed hella violent, brother.
Yeah,
Like his knockouts seem like
yeah,
they put you in hospital, brother. This
yeah.
one he's a prospect. He's like somebody to watch definitely. He's
Yeah.
21 years old. He's an absolute beast. He looks like he knows what timing is. He knows when
Mm.
to. He knows what composure is because he doesn't seem to get flustered too much. Watch a bit of highlights on him as well. Watch the George
Mm-hmm.
Godfredson fight and yo, gee whiz. He came out like in the second round like a bat out of hell, and he put that man straight away.
Yeah.
And then in the last fight, he got the knockout in round three, so it shows that he carries power all the way through. And
Mm-hmm.
then Rambulik also, like from doing tape study, he seems like an absolute warrior. He's 20 years old. the only thing that I do see that he lacks a bit of is he doesn't have that same composure, because it looks like he only has one speed, and that is straight head on,
Yeah.
and he looks like a young fighter that is just excited to be there. He only knows one speed: go full tilt or not at all. He doesn't take a step back. He eats punches, and he's willing to stand in the pocket and see if you're made of that same metal that he is. And geez, this looks like a violent fight.
Yeah.
Nicely done, Babu. BG, let us know here from your side, bruh. Do you
Yeah.
agree or
Babu's pretty much correct analysis of the two fighters. I think Gheirati is definitely the more composed, more elusive kind of fighter, but that's because he's not Thai, right? He's fighting out of Iran. The fighters out there are very much of like the kickboxing style, so they're bouncy on their feet, they move a little bit more lighter. Rombolek is a bit more flat-footed, typical Muay Thai stance, where they just flat-footed and they walk forward inch by inch. And I do think Rombolek's got the power advantage. He hits a lot harder, he kicks a lot harder. When we look at the tape, you'll be like, oh, this man can smash you, right? But like we've seen in the past, when the Muay Thai guy, the Thai guys go up against someone that moves hell of a lot, Gheirati, for example, or what's his name, that didn't fight the last fight card, Dutch guy. But anyone, those Moroccan, Russian, Dutch, those guys, when they come into the Muay Thai scene, their movement is very difficult for the Thai guys to sort of track down. So what they tend to do is they tend to low kick very hard to stop their opponent from moving. It's obviously 101, right? But it's also you have to land on your opponent first. And Peram Gheirati has got one of the best footwork you will see in this bantamweight division. I'm a big fan of it. This fight's meant to have explosives. It's built for that kind of fight style. Both athletes don't take steps backwards. I do think Peram is just going to be a little bit too elusive for Rombolek. He has to avoid those power shots though, because I do think that if he gets caught by Rombolek, he's probably going to get knocked out. So he's going to have to be very wary of those power shots from Rombolek, because Rombolek, if he does land on you, it's going to be night. And for that reason, I'm going to go with Param Gheirati. I think if he just stays composed, I think he can get the job done. Probably knocking out Rombolek in round 2 or round 1. I don't know if it goes all the way to the third round. If it does, I'll be very, very surprised. But I do see a finish from either one of these guys, but most likely Param Gheirati to get the job done. I'm going to go with the second round, though.
give thanks, PG? So likely fireworks ahead, ladies and gentlemen. So don't blink with this one.
67
Looking likely to be a banger.
Param has got 67% finish rate in the one championship, so that should give you an
Two in
indicator.
three. 2 in 3 about, we'd say 2 out of 3. So hopefully this is
Yeah.
one of those two. But okay, any final thoughts on this one, boys, before we keep it moving?
Very much a opportunity for both these guys to climb the ranks. They're both contracted fighters. But Rombolek got the contract of his first fight in the one championship, obviously being two division champion outside of the one championship. So he comes in with a lot of accolades and prospects, and all the kind of stuff that make you look pretty. So yeah, I do think that the winner of this fight can definitely put themselves into that ranking spot and say, listen, let me climb the rankings now.
Give thanks, PG. And ladies and gentlemen, drop us a comment for this one. Let us know who and why. But in that case, we'll keep it going. And here we go to the bantamweight, a Muay Thai bout. Someone we are always happy to see fighting with friends. It is Soe Lin Oo, and he's coming up against Dmitry Kovtun. Soe Lin Oo is the legend in the game. He's 3-2-0 in the one championship, 2 wins by KO, 1 by TKO. Last fight, lost to Seksan by unanimous decision. Coming up against Dmitry Kovtun, who is 27 years old, of course, the younger fighter. He's 2-1 in the one championship. Beat Sua Black, by unanimous decision in his last fight, and also beat a chap by the name of Ferrari in one of his previous fights. So yeah, let me go to BG. BG, is this gonna be another fantastic showing from the Burmese Python?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Since we've been watching Soe Lin Oo in the one championship, has he put on a boring fight for us? No.
Not
Has he been
once.
exciting fights all the time? Has he been stopped? No. This guy doesn't fall down for some reason. I don't know why, but he just doesn't fall down, and he takes a lot of damage. But I don't know how he walks through it. And in this fight, we might just see the same thing happen. You know, we might see Dimitri Kovtun come in very strong, start the fight fast, high pace, try to get Soe Lin Oo out of there. But he's going to realize very quickly that he can't do that, and he's going to have to rely on navigating the fight throughout the decisions because no one's putting Soe Lin Oo. I mean, all that shots that Saxon threw at him would have knocked out anybody. When he fought Nabil Anan threw all sorts of stuff at him, kitchen sink and everything, and it didn't even knock him or drop him down. So it's like, you know what I mean? I think Anan can pretty much knock anybody out, and that must tell you the durability and conditioning of Soe Lin Oo, and most of these Burmese fighters. So I don't know. I want to say Dimitri to get the job done, but damn it, man, I don't know if he's gonna get it done. Honestly, I think if you fight in Soe Lin Oo and you're still going into round 2 and 3 and you see his man still standing here, you probably thinking to yourself, what more do I have to do to beat this fella? What else can I do to actually knock him out? And he actually gets most. He gets like Babu was describing Marie. Soe Lin Oo is one of those kind of guys that uh, the first two, but I think the fight playing out like this. Round one goes in there and just bounces around Soe Lin Oo and nice fancy gangs and quad shots. Maybe even rocking Soe Lin Oo, but not really dropping him, maybe just rocking him. And then we're going to go into the second round and he's going to realize that he's in a war with this man because Soe Lin Oo is not going to be going away. And he's going to make this fight a dog fight. And that's going to tire out Dimitri. And then we're going to go into the third round and Soe Lin Oo is going to win that third round. And then we're going to go into split decision and we're going to have Soe Lin Oo have his hand raised after the third round, winning by a split decision.
Give thanks, PG. I'm not sure if it's my internet, but I did lose you for a few seconds there. I'm not sure how it sounded on your end, Babu.
It was a bit scratchy, but
Was it
I
a bit
thought it was
sticky?
my Wi-Fi, so
Okay,
I was tripping you.
that's
Yeah.
But
but
yeah,
but anyway, we got the gist of it, I think. So of course I need to correct myself there. I said the Burmese Python. That's of course Ang Lain Sang. Soe Lin Oo is the man of steel, just like BG was describing. The man does not go down. So yeah, best of luck to his opponent here. But Babu, from your side, sir, what can you tell us here?
nah, I agree with BG. I would like to see Dimitri get the job done, but I don't know what your path to victory is unless you go out there, unless you go out with the mindset of like I just need to point fight and just fight for strictly points and don't look for the knockout and don't overexert yourself in going for a knockout or a knockdown because
Yeah.
yeah, he lives up to the moniker Man of Steel. Like BG said, Anani threw the kitchen sink at him, and that man didn't even seem dazed, bro. And
Yeah.
after the last performance that you saw Nabil and Anani put somebody out, you have to look at this man and be like, bro, what are you made of, bro?
Yeah.
What is in the
Exactly.
Burmese water that like Burmese fighters just don't know like how to go down, bro?
Mm.
But yeah, excited to see this fight. Excited to see how Dimitri approaches this challenge. Because I think Soe Lin Oo is on a 2 fight losing streak. Like I'm sure he's not gonna one championship is not gonna look to cut him anytime soon because like BG said, every performance, every fight he's in is an exciting performance.
Yeah.
It's just let's see how good Dimitri is because this is his third time out. One thing that I did notice from Dimitri, he seems like a very active fighter. He likes
Yeah.
to be in constant fights. So I think one championship is looking at like investing stock in him and
Mm.
let's see how good you are. Let's put you
Yeah.
against the man of steel, and if you can get the victory via decision, I think like it will go a very long way.
That's the
Gotta
only
be
way
a
you can win.
decision.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
bro.
can't win any other way. Unless it's a DQ or something, but I don't see him knocking out Soe Lin Oo, to be honest.
Gotta bring a weapon with him, bruh. He's looking for a KO.
He's got to put something in his gloves.
Yeah, definitely. But PG, give us some final thoughts on this one, and then we'll keep it moving.
Yeah, just to add to Babu, this is going to be Dimitri's fourth fight, not his third fight. And if you beat in Sewer Black, then that's a good notch on your resume. I think that's something that you should be proud of because Sewer Black is not easy. a deadly guy. He can really knock anyone out. And I mean, we've seen Super Black's bold. It's like, it can put you off very quickly. But Dimitri didn't look discouraged at all in that fight, and he looked very good in the clinch as well. He likes fighting in the clinch, but I think if he gets to the clinch, I think he comes up second best against Soe Lin Oo there. So he's got to be a little bit careful. Stay on the outside, fight from the outside, use a length advantage, win the fight on decision. No shame in doing that. It's Soe Lin Oo. But if he tries to make it a dog fight and get into the clinch work, I think he's going to come
Go
up
on,
second best.
dog him.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to outdog him, so he's going to have to just fight out on the outside for the majority of the fight to win it, which I think is going to be quite tough. Because Soe Lin Oo's pressure is good. He walks you down. He made 6 untied in that third round just by walking him down, just making him fight backwards. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's going to be a nice fight. Good matchup.
Give thanks, PG, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, drop us a comment and let us know your thoughts on that one. But we'll keep it moving to the lightweight, and this is an MMA bout. Light heavyweight, my apologies. This is an MMA bout. We have Shamil Erdogan making seemingly a very quick turnaround. And he's coming up against Gilberto Galvao. Shamil Erdogan, record in one championship is 3-0, 2 by KO, 1 by TKO. That, of course, is 100% finish rate. And we were live when we saw him head kick our boy Ang Laing Sang to get the dub there. So yeah, he's looking good. He's on a hell of a streak here, and he's coming up against what looks to be a GFL contender here. He is 42 years old. Record in one is 2-3-0. He lost to Angla and Sang by TKO in his last fight. The guy who Shamil Erdogan has beaten twice. So what? Why? Why, BG? Why?
I don't know, dude. Honestly, no idea. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to get someone to compete against Anatoly Malikin for the light heavyweight strap, because the division has been inactive for quite some time since he won the title from RDR. RDR left the one championship, and then there was no contender for that division, and they've been trying to find one for quite some time. I think Shamil Odegaard and what's his name that just won now, Soldic as well. I think Dagi, these guys are going to climb that rankings. Even though they fought middleweight, I don't think they're far away from fighting light heavyweight, to be honest with you. I think they're actually very close. All these guys are very close in weight. Either one of them can fight in any of these divisions. So I think that's probably why they're giving Shamil such a good quick turnaround. And considering that in both those fights against Ang Lang and Sang, which we watched live, we watched him finish Ang Lang and Sang twice live. You know what I mean? So, and he didn't take damage in either of those fights. So I can understand why he's come back so quickly. I mean, either like last fight against Ang Lang and Sang, he didn't even get touched. He didn't get touched once. He just threw a kick and the fight was over. So no damage, easy recovery. I can understand why they're fast tracking him. And also, if you beat someone like with a name like Gilberto, who historically in the one championship has competed for the title before, he has been in the top of the division. I don't know personally as a fight fan. I don't know if this means anything to Shamil. If I was in Shamil's shoes, I wouldn't actually take the fight. I'd be like, this is meaningless. If I lose to this guy, it's a big loss to my career. It'll be a massive decrease in my career. But if I beat him, I don't move anywhere. I stay in the same position the whole time. So I would have been like, fuck this man, get him out of here, let him go to GFL. Like, give me someone like Soldic, give me Anatoly Malikin next. Give me someone else that makes sense for my career to progress rather than Gilberto Galvao. So I don't know. I don't want to give too much X's and O's because I don't like reporting on someone that's over 40. Why are you still competing, bruh? So I think Shamil's just going to go out there and finish him within the first 40 seconds.
20 seconds, bro.
Yeah,
but look at this guy, bro. He's a unit, bro.
But he can't even move. He can't wipe his own ass, bro.
I got Gilberto Galvao winning this one by headlock, bro.
Gilberto Galvao is gonna lose because he's gonna get too tired to lift his arm up, and he's gonna be like, "Ref, I just can't." They're gonna throw in the towel because this is carrying too much weight, too much steroids, not enough water, can't make the weight cut. But everything is telling me this guy's gonna lose he's gonna beat himself before he even gets to fight Shamil. Just watch this guy. He just keeps laughing.
Pablo, what can you say to that, bro? Should we just move on to the next fight or what?
I just think like one contracted Shamil is like the retirement fighter, because he don't care about your age actually, and he don't care about what you did before. Like that man show no respect. Like we saw him head kick Ang Lang Sang into I don't know what stratosphere, bro. Like that's MMA royalty there,
Fill in
bruh.
space,
Yeah.
man.
That man say, I don't care. What's up? And
Yeah.
I think like that's what one is doing, bruh. Like they moving fighters. Like if they don't see a future for you, you get matched up with this monster.
Yeah.
He tends to hurt you, put you in the hospital. You think to yourself like, yo, I don't want to do this anymore. And on your bike you go, bruh. GFL, hello.
There we go.
But yeah, this man is just a monster, bruh. This man, and when did he fight? Didn't he fight like a month ago?
Shamil. Yeah, he
when
fought
was our
last month.
live,
Yeah.
bruh? That was
Last
the
month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
last time
fought.
we fought. Yeah.
This man,
Yeah. So,
you just wake up off the couch. He's like, yo, who's the next 40-year-old? Come on.
but he was probably training the next day though after that Angla and Sam fight
Yeah.
because he didn't
Yeah.
take any damage at all. But yeah, I don't know, bruh. Ladies and gentlemen, you let us know in the comments. Is there any way here for our boy Gilberto Galvao to get it done
No.
before? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a strange one, and Shamil shouldn't be taking these fights, bruh.
He shouldn't, bruh.
He
I
shouldn't
would
be
like
taking
makes
these
no
fights,
sense.
bruh. He
It
just
makes no
shouldn't be
sense
taking
in his
these.
Stats padding,
career.
boys. Stats
Yeah,
padding. Man's
this
gonna be
one.
like 30 and over. Just the yellow 40-year-olds on the record.
Oh wait, average opponent age is like 45, and he's like 30 and
Okay.
0. But okay, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, drop us a comment there. But we'll keep it moving then to a bantamweight MMA bout. And here we have channel favorite, the Mongolian,
Mongolian Superman.
Ink Ogil Baatarkhuu.
Mm-hmm. That's
He's
right,
coming
bruh.
up against, I don't know how you pronounce this one, bro.
Pacatiw.
Pacatiw.
Mm.
The
Jeremy
Juggernaut.
Pacatiw. Okay,
Mm.
so the Mongolian is 36 years old. His record in one championships, 5-1-0. One win by TKO, three wins by sub, finish rate of 80%. He beat Aaron Cabaret by sub in his last fight. He's coming up against Jeremy Pacatiw, number 5 ranked bantamweight, 28 years old. Record in one champion, three record in one championship, 3-1-0, two wins by sub, 67% finish rate. Beat Wang Shuho by sub in his last fight. So yeah, I think Babu, you're quite a big fan of the Mongolia.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
do you see him getting the do you see him getting the W here?
Mongolian Superman's about to break something on Jeremy, bro. Because this man, it's like he gets submissions now. And like how people put you in a compromising position before like they crank on the arm. Not the Mongolian Superman, but this man last time out had I think it was a Kimura. Oh,
Kimura, yeah.
snap that thing first time with this
Sure.
man boys, no time for play. Mongolia different. All different. Look at this man's face, bro. Does it look like he care about you, bro? He
No.
Probably
don't,
not.
bro.
Probably not.
He just
Yeah.
walk in, paycheck, out. Next up.
So
I
you think
think
it's gonna be another early night for him?
100% first round submission.
Woo!
Big call.
Big
Big
statement.
call.
Yeah.
PG, what do you say to that, bro? I won't sleep.
Yeah, I don't know if I can agree with this one, Babu. Look, Enk Ogel is a good fighter. We've watched him. Sorry, A, to correct you there. That was my mistake on the notes again. I said it was a auto correction issue with the name. It was Aaron Konate instead of
Yo,
Cabaret. That was
cabaret, bro. Wait, how did we
yeah,
get there?
it was a and I don't think that was just an auto correct. But anyway, yeah, that fight against Kanata, we also watched that fight live, by the way, together. And I remember he was, Ink Ogal was on the bottom and Aaron was on top of him. And then he snatched up the Kimura to get him off, but then immediately turned it into a full blown submission. I was like, yo, this dude is something else, my bro. However, Babu, and this is where I'm a little bit apprehensive to agree with you. He's taken on Jeremy, who is ranked number 5 in the division this is bantamweight that these guys are competing, right? Bantamweight MMA, and the rankings between the two of them are literally just one. One's 4, the other one's 5. And the thing about Jeremy is also very much a good grappling specialist, and I'll go as far as to say he's a better striker than Ink Ogle. But on the grappling, I think Ogle's got a little bit of advantage. However, Jeremy is also a submission specialist. His last 2 fights has come in the way of submissions. Very good. He's not scared to go to the ground. He's not scared of being taken down. I like that about him. he ultimately loves to fight on the feet, but he's not. He's just not afraid to fight on the ground. He loves going there, and I think it's going to be a bit of a battle of war of nutrition. And Ink Ogo Baatarkhuu does carry a lot of weight. He's big for the bantamweight division, a little bit muscle bound, and I have seen him get a little bit tired sometimes. Where Jeremy doesn't have that. Jeremy's got the gas tank; he can go. And I think the fight's gonna, if it goes past the first round, I give Jeremy the chance to win it very highly. By the way, and not just a slight chance. I actually give him the advantage to win the fight if it goes past the first round. So I'm going to counter Babu on this one, gentlemen. I'm going to say Jeremy Pacatiw to get the job done by a finish, not by sub. I think he's going to stop. I think I'll go on the feet. He's going to probably win by TKO. Um, the one thing I will give Jeremy, give Ink Ogle is that he is defensively sound. When he's tired and stuff, he doesn't put himself in the reckless positions where he can get knocked out. He knows how to stay. It's a fight. You can see he loves to fight, which means he knows how to stay safe if he needs to stay safe. But once you get tired, it's hard to stay safe once you get tired, and I think that's where I think Jeremy's gonna snap him up and just get that finish. So I'm gonna go Jeremy Pacatiw to get the job done in round three via TKO.
BG with the counter 1-2. But ladies and gentlemen, let us know in the comments your thoughts on this one. As you can see, lots of discussion here among the boys. But are there any final thoughts on this one, gentlemen, before we keep it moving?
Title eliminator for me. This fight, but these guys are putting themselves in positions to fight for a title next if they get the W. Rank number 4 and number 5, win in good fashion. They can't deny you.
There we go. There we go. So lots at stake there, ladies and gentlemen. So be sure to keep an eye out for this one. But okay, boys, we're gonna go now to a fight where we were supposed to see Muhammad Yunus Raba in the featherweight division. He has unfortunately been pulled from the card. The circumstances surrounding that are still unknown. But we have the debut of Aryan Esparza. Of course, I don't know too much about that guy because he's just
Me
making his
neither.
debut now. He's coming up against Nontachai, who is 25 years old, recording one championship is 2-0, won by KO. And he beat Dmitry Kovtun, who fought, who we mentioned earlier on the card in his last fight. So yeah, unfortunate events here, but yeah, we still don't know the reason for Muhammad Yunus Raba pulling out of the fight. Wondering if it might have anything to do with Ramadan. You never know. So yeah, but we don't know. We'll keep an eye out for that news. But BG, what can you tell us here? Of course, we like I said, a debut and very short notice. But tell the people
Yeah.
what you can about this one, please.
Yeah, it is very short notice. You're right, AD. I only found out about this information about 2 hours ago, Mark, to be honest with you. It's a good thing I checked it before we were going to record our episode because that was a fight I was looking forward to. Muhammad Yunus, like, we love watching him fight. He's very, very fascinating. A lot like Peram Gheirati, very similar style. I think just the one like slightly bigger. Yunus is slightly bigger, slightly taller. Excited fighter to watch. But Nontachai, if you look at the name, if you look at the gym he's fighting out of, very recognizable name, right? We know what that name looks like. So that tells you exactly what you're going to get of Nontachai. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the fight. I just want to bring it up because Nontachai has been on a tear. He's been coming out. He's young. He's beaten a guy who's fighting higher up on the card. So that must tell you something about Nontachai. I think he's going to get a knockout in this fight just because it's just difficult to give props or to give the advantage to a fighter that steps in on such short notice because just yesterday Muhammad Yunus was still on the fight card. He was still there. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. I think AD might be onto something with regards to the month of Ramadan. I'm sure I'll check in with Nick Atkin and see what the results are for the fight changing. But I think Nontachai is going to get the job done there and get the knockout. He's just the absolute stud. He's fighting out of Rodtang's gym. He's just a killer. So yeah, I think you can't bet against the Rodtang fighters. So I'm looking forward to that one just because Nontachai is a very fascinating fighter to watch. But let's see. Maybe Ariane Esparza comes in here and shocks the crowd and which is all go, oh my gosh, who the fuck
Yeah,
is this dude? So anything can
yeah.
happen, dude. These guys are throwing fists and knees at each other at velocity, and that means anyone can get knocked out. So yeah, excited for that matchup.
Yeah, it definitely is a wild card. But yeah, of course, all just speculation as to why Muhammad Yunus Raba was pulled out. And like PG said, we will keep an ear to the ground for that one. But Babu, anything that you can tell us here, bro?
No, not really. It was really hard to find tape on either
Yeah,
on either fighter, extensive tape. I think the only thing I found was Nontachai's last two fights,
you
and
can
like
watch
you
that.
boys
Yeah.
said, he fought Dimitri, put Dimitri straight out, and I think the only reason that he's not up there in the rankings wise and like fight wise, and especially on the fight card, is because of how a bit inactive he is. Like he fought twice
Mm.
last year, and then like never heard of him. Nobody called him out. Nothing was said. Nothing was heard. And now I hope he gets another statement victory here and marches on. Gets. I'm hoping that Adrian does put up a good fight, but from seeing Nontachai sniper shots is very hard, bro. This man is very precise with how he eats you,
Yeah.
and he's quick. He's quick.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see how it goes. Again, we don't know too much about the debutant Esparza there. I'm even struggling to find a picture of him on the
Yeah.
internet here.
I don't know. I don't know what he looks like even.
Yeah, I think this might be, but I'm
I
not
Oh,
think you
sure.
can find his Insta. Bro.
It's got that's him.
oh, maybe.
I'm joking. It's not.
Nah, he looks like he
This
works
is
in the
him. This is
council.
him. This is him here.
Okay,
This must
okay,
be him.
quiet, quiet.
Yeah, a medical
He's
Yeah,
grade.
that's him. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. I
fighting
see.
with
I see.
bigger
I
gloves.
see.
It looks like.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see how that one plays out, ladies and gentlemen. But if you do know anything about the debutant, we'd be very interested to hear your comments there. BG, are there any other thoughts that you, sorry, any other fights that you'd like to run over before we wrap it up?
Yes, sir. Could I draw your attention to the fight that's taking place after the one we just spoke about now between Eko Ronnie Saputa versus Sanzo Zakirov? And we watched Zakirov fight before as well on this on the channel of Fighting with Friends. Fascinating prospect, very young. I think he's only 22 or something like that, 21 years old. He's taken on a little bit of a legend in Eko Ronnie. Eko Ronnie has been around the block in the one championship. His record in one championship is 7 wins, 3 losses, zero no contests, 1 win by KO, 6 wins by sub. This dude is an absolute grappling specialist. He's on a 2 fight losing streak. Like I said, 33 years old. So, the age is getting a bit against him at this moment in time. He's taking on a young prospect. Sanzo is only 21 years old. Currently undefeated in the one championship. 4 wins, 0 losses. 2 wins by KO, 50% finishing rate. And here's the best stat about it: 12 fight winning streak before coming into the one championship. So he's absolutely a beast. He fought against Tetsumitsu Wada, who previously fought for the title against Mighty Mouse, if you know that one. And Tatsumitsu Wada is a fantastic grappler, and Senzo just made him look easy. And he's only 21 years old. Are you fucking serious? So amazing. This fight is at catchweight. It's 140, which is a bit unfortunate. I do want to see Senzo sort of nail down a weight division. Um, I don't like 140. I don't like that weight for him. I want to see him stay in the lower division. Maybe go up against someone like a Morales. That will be really nice for his career. Maybe a bit too soon, but I mean, if he continues on this win streak and continues to do what he's doing, because he's got a fantastic style, he can wrestle, he can strike. I want to see him go up against someone like Echo on the grappling department. If he can go out and out grapple Echo, woo, he's gonna be undeniable. The only thing I would like to see him fix is obviously make sure he fights more in the division and not fight in catchweight anymore. It's not good for your growth. It's not good for unless you're fighting against another prospect, or you're fighting against someone that's already been established and done it all, and then fight maybe catchweight like that for to cross out a big name on your resume. But when you're 21 years old and you fight in catchweight fights, it's not a smart decision for your growth. But okay, he's here now. He needs to fight regardless. He needs to obviously keep busy in the workspace. It is a business at the end of the day. It's not just fights for us and entertainment for us fans. This is their work at the end of the day. So he needs to stay busy to keep growing and keep getting paid so he can put bread on the table for himself and his family. But I don't think the fight playing out. I think Senzo's going to beat him. I think Senzo's going to knock him out probably in the first round. If he doesn't knock him out in the first round, I think Senzo is just gonna just be too fast, too slick, too difficult to be caught. Massive footwork, and I think he's just gonna be what's the word? The new age MMA fighters is just gonna be too good and too new for Eko Ronnie. But Eko Ronnie is a household name. People love him. People love how he grapples. It's just his last win came in 2022. So I don't know. I don't feel very comfortable about that. So I'm gonna go with my boy Senzo to put on a performance again and stay undefeated in this one. But yeah, that's it. I do slightly want to talk about the women's fight above that. Um, I don't know too much about them per se, but I did see Martina fight before. Kazinska, she's fighting out of Poland. This fight also has some good division implications as well. It's Atomweight Muay Thai. We know Pachicha is going to be defending the title at 172 at the 23rd of March. So we know that these women are looking to climb that rankings a little bit further. So a win for either one of them is going to put them in a good position going forward. So expect fireworks after that matchup as well. And then just an overall take on the fight card in general. Big fight card ahead. So yeah, let's keep ourselves tuned for that one coming this Saturday. The what's it, the 8th of March.
Give thanks, BG. BG keeping you right up to date with the rest of the happenings on the card there. Babu, final thoughts and maybe even a pre-fight rating for this card, sir.
I don't think one puts on anything below 8, bruh. Because like contrast on the other side, the UFC fights can be a bit boring. At one championship, it's never boring, bruh. You watch a grappling match, you watch Muay Thai, you watch kickboxing, you watch MMA. Everybody's always looking for the finish and everybody's always looking for the bonus. Um, so I'd say like my expectation is a 9. I'm expecting a lot of finishes.
Whoa.
Um, however, uh,
You're sitting at the
I'm just
9
gonna
already, so you can only
yeah,
go to
but
10 from here.
yeah, yeah. If everything ends in a finish, fair. I'm there with
Yeah.
it. I have to give props here. But yeah, I think like a 9 is my expectation. Could be lower, but I'm expecting fireworks and I'm expecting
Mm.
a couple of retirements on the night. You know what I mean?
You.
Well, there you go,
Yo,
ladies
so
and gentlemen. Don't blink. PG, give us a rating and then we will wrap it up.
I don't know about the retirements, other than the 42-year-old one. But my rating for the card, anticipated rating going into this weekend's bout, is also going to be at the 8. The only fight that might not have a finish is the grappling matchup between Diogo Reis and Shuya Ishiguro. I think that fight might just go all the way to the distance, but it's still going to be an exciting fight to watch regardless. And yeah, like Babu said, they don't really put on boring fight cards, and for that reason, I'm going to start it also on the 8, dude. I don't even have to go in there with anticipation. I just think it's going to be that amazing because that's what championship does all the time. So yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to coming to you guys live with it as well.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, drop us a comment. Let us know your rating for the card, maybe. And like BG said, we will be live for this one on Saturday morning at what time is that? 3 a.m.
Yeah,
We will be
yeah,
live on Saturday morning at 3 a.m. That is, of course, South African time. We'll also be live for UFC on Sunday morning. That will be at about 4 a.m. So please keep a lookout for us around then.
yeah.
Possibly even earlier. We're just still ironing out the kinks. But if you have made it this far, as always, ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all those good things. Keep a lookout for us with the live streams. And yeah, thank you so much for the continued love and support. And we will surely be back soon to bring you the recap next time on Fighting with Friends.